Hey you guys, it is me, Laura, homeschooling mom of 3 kids, ages 3, 8, and 10, and today I thought I would share with you a little bit about our homeschooling spaces. Now, I don't have one homeschooling room or one homeschooling space in particular. I would say that my style, as far as where we homeschool and how we homeschool from a spatial perspective, is very sprawling. We kind of move all over the place and move around all over the place, and that's just kind of what works for us. In fact, right now I'm sitting on my front porch, and this is a place where we like to do a lot of homeschooling. I'm also not someone who has Pinterest perfect tidiness when it comes to homeschooling spaces. I try to keep things organized and tidy on a basic level so that the kids can find what they need to find. But beyond that, I want them to be able to use the space. So you're gonna see some of the spaces that we see might seem a little bit messy. Some of them seem really well put together, but I just wanna keep things nice and easy for everyone so that we can use the spaces well. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn around and show you some of these spaces, and I'll talk to you a little bit as we look at the footage. We start our homeschool day out right at our dining room table with our morning basket, and this is a big windowsill that's right behind where I sit at the table for breakfast. So I'll just reach over and grab the things that we need out of the morning basket one by one. The nice thing about having it in a basket is that if we finish eating and we want to go into the living room, I can just grab the basket or grab what's left and take it with me. And I also keep over here our memory verse cards and a few other books that I reference from time to time, and a little doodle book for me if I have a few minutes to snag. And right beside that is a big trunk that we store extra food in, and this is where the stuff that we need for the day is kind of hanging out. So each of the boys has a clipboard with things in it that they need, along with the worksheets that they'll be doing for that day. The nice thing about the clipboard is that they can take it outside, they can take it wherever they want to work on their work. This is also where I keep my teacher binder that has answers and any kits that we're using. This next space is our main homeschool bookshelf, and this is in our living room, and this stores the things that we use most often. I have my active teacher guides up here, as well as some extra read alouds to grab if we get a minute. It's where we keep Ziggy and Rocket from our All About Reading, as well as a few supplies that I don't want Lily to be able to reach without my knowledge. On this next row, we have things that I want easy access. Lily cannot reach this, but the kids can. It's got our pencils, our glue, our scissors, our colored pencils, everything we need, as well as a dictionary and some grammar reference books. The next shelf is where the boys keep their things. Samuel's got a bunch of books that he wants to read, as well as any guides that they need, their homeschool notebooks, their cards for All About Reading and All About Spelling, Timothy's math book, and then Lily has a shelf as well. She also has some read alouds that she currently enjoys. A lot of these will be added from reading that we're doing in homeschool. She has her Sago mini box as well as a game that she likes, and this is kind of her shelf of stuff. Then on the bottom we have our history binders as well as our book basket, and these are books that go with whatever unit study we're doing. I try to keep books in here kind of for all of the ages, and we'll take time each day to pull some books out of here and read them. And I also have some chapter books on the side. If one of the kids wants to take those and read them on their own, they can do that as well, or I can read them to them. But that is our homeschool bookshelf that is in the living room. This next area is a sunroom that we have in our house that we have turned into a library. And if you were going to say we have a homeschool room, this would probably be considered the homeschool room. We call it the library. Sometimes the kids will read in here by themselves and play in here, but we don't actually do our homeschool in here. It houses our books, it houses our art supplies, it houses our games, and we do have some fun reading nooks here. This is also where I store the paperwork that we keep from homeschool, but my goal is just to have this be a warm and inviting place where the kids can come and just feel cozy and interact with all of the materials that we have here. So the library is organized kind of in this fashion. I used washi tape and dot stickers to put on the books. I don't need this space to be perfect, but I want the kids to be able to easily put books away. Those are the board books. And I want them to be able to find the books that they're looking for as well. So that's the basic system that I use. And then as you can see, I have them sorted so that here's some teacher guides that I have, but then all the rest of the cubbies have books sorted with the washi tape on the side so that the kids can easily see where they go and they can easily find what they're looking for. And it keeps things organized without them being super meticulous. And I find that it's an easy way to help them find what they're looking for. And sometimes I'll pull some books out to feature them to help the kids kind of find some things to explore. And there's a few sections that Lily uses a lot, and I've put those books in bins like this so that she can easily flip through and find what she's looking for. That's a little bit easier for her. And then over here we have games, loads of games, and I want the kids to be able to get to the games on their own. This is often a little bit of a messy section in our homeschool room, and I'm totally okay with that. And then on the top of the shelves is where I put most of our chapter books. This particular shelf has the chapter books for American history. It's also got some geography puzzles and my biographies from the YWAM series there. And right now we have hanging up Lily's drawing of herself. We traced her body and she chose what body parts she wanted to add on to that picture. And these are the containers where I keep all of their schoolwork or paperwork or anything like that I need. So this is a messy bin, but this is Lily's bin. These are things that she can grab and do at any time whenever she wants to. And I don't try to keep it super clean. I just try to make sure that she can find what she's looking for. And this way, if she's kind of bored, she can just easily come and grab something. I also have some magazines for her here, as well as this is where we keep our field guides and travel guides and our globe that is falling apart. I keep our math manipulatives here because I want the kids to be able to grab those easily, and I want to move, there's one photo book there I want to move more onto the shelf. I haven't unpacked them yet. And then the wipe clean books are here, as well as some more math manipulatives as well. And over on this other side, we have our magazines. We have National Geographic History, regular National Geographic, and Faces. And then I have a few more teacher supplies down here as well. These are some toys that we have close to the living room so that if I'm reading to the other kids or doing homeschool and Lily needs something to occupy her, we can quickly come in and grab those. There's also some big coloring books there on the side. And this is our little art corner. And yes, there is a drawer that is broken, but this is where we keep our paper and our paintbrushes and Play-Doh and all the little odds and ends extra. This is not always super neat and tidy, and that's okay because I just want the kids to use it. We have our field guide coloring books up here, and then some coloring books, general coloring books in the next drawer. And then we keep stickers, sticker books, washi tape, any of that type of thing in this drawer. The next drawer has all of our paints. These are the tempera paints that we use. And then below that we have felt and we have fabric-y type things. This is where we keep our pom-poms and our tissue paper. And down in the last drawer, we have glue, glue sticks, all of the sticky kinds of things that you would need to get to. And then up here, we have how to draw books. So we keep those separate in there. This is our broken drawer that has lots of different kinds of paper. We have tracing paper in here, different kinds of lined paper, just any kind of paper that you would possibly need to do art with is there. And we need to fix the drawer. This has all of our watercolor supplies and watercolor paper. And then we have a big roll of paper and origami paper, specialty kind of papers go in that drawer. And this is where usually our do-a-dot markers are. They're not in there right now. And we have our regular markers and we have our oil pastels and those kinds of things in there. There's more markers in that bag as well. And we have string and buttons and feathers and straws and all sorts of odds and ends in this drawer. And the last drawer is just kind of some random craft supplies. I hope that quick tour of our homeschool spaces was helpful for you and maybe give you a few ideas for your own spaces. As always, if you have any questions about any of the things that you saw or if you want to see anything more closely, please let me know in the comments below. And I would love to hear about what kind of homeschool space you have. Do you have a small space, a big space? Do you have one particular place that you like to homeschool in, or are you kind of like us and you sprawl out all over the place? I would love to hear in the comments below, and I hope that you have a great day. I'll talk to you later. Bye.